What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Coming at you with yet again another perfume experience. And for today, I have none other than the Spirit of Dubai, Meydan. And this is a sampler, you guys. And what I will be doing is I will be going over the description off of the website as well as the notes. Then I'll do a perfume experience with you guys for the first time, so I haven't smelled this before. So you're getting my raw, unscripted reaction to this. And as per usual, and before we get started, make sure to grab your favorite snack, your favorite bevy or cafe, and sit back and relax and enjoy the awesomeness heading your way. Okay. So, for the description, Dubai Meydan is a leathery oriental fragrance inspired by the nobility of the Arabian stallion and the royal green fields of the playground. The exhilarating fragrance of Dubai Meydan is a symphony of grapefruit and bergamot top notes, with middle notes of tobacco, agarwood, and cedarwood, with romantic undertones of leather and vetiver. Okay. All right. So let's get into the notes. For the top note, there's grapefruit, lavender, artemisia, cardamom, cinnamon, cypress, saffron, bergamot, apple, nutmeg, and styrax. For the middle note, there's tobacco, karismal, cashmeran, jasmine, mugwort, geranium, agarwood, labdanum, cedarwood, and cypress. And for the base notes, there's oud, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, leather, gajak, vanilla, tonka, vetiver, amber, and benzoin tulo or tolo. And this is classified olfactive family-wise as oriental, ambery, leathery. Right, you guys? So, as you can see, there's quite a bit going on in here. And without further ado, let's open. I am completely going to destroy this, but here we go. Okay. Whoa. All right. So guys, here is the sampler. Okay, hopefully the camera will be able to capture that. I think it might be a lighting issue, you guys. It's not the focus, so I need to get my lighting game sorted out. Okay, so that's what it looks like. Hopefully this is captured. Okay, so overall, very nice and generous sampler, and very different from other samplers. Like I said, very generous. Look at how thick this is. That's a lot there. This is like the samplers you get off of the, the secondary market, off market, those websites that sell you samples, at least the honest ones. They'll give you vials that thick, so it's actually very, very good in that sense. And yeah, okay. All right. So we will proceed with the spray. Oh wow, okay. Spray on this is A1. Okay, fantastic spray quality, although the cap really goes on tight, eh? All right, so I'm just letting this air for a bit. And all right, you guys, so right here is the spray print. It's very big, it's very generous. My skin is already eating it up, but you do see a slight oil residue. This sprayer is so good at distributing the scent fluid that even though there's an oil residue, it's sprayed out far apart from each other that it doesn't stain. So I wouldn't worry too much about wearing whites with this. All right, so yeah, this is man, it's there, but it's also not there. Again, the common thing with this house after trying the Spirit of Dubai Turath is that there's so many notes and it's so well blended that it's very difficult to pick on the different notes. The one thing I do recognize here very well though is the styrax. Man, that is beautiful styrax in here. Yeah, I cannot pick on a single separate note aside from the styrax. I'm just gonna look at the notes. Yeah, I've got quite a few to go over from this house, and it feels like it's gonna be an exercise in frustration. So first of all, again, with my skin, it ate it up very quickly. Like it becomes a skin scent for me extremely fast, and I mean overall, I pick on an ashy tobacco. I do also pick on leathery notes. It has spice to it. It has leather. I can see some of the citrus in here. It does have the styrex animalic quality to it, which is, let me help the autofocus here. It has the styrex quality to it, which is predominant as the scent starts to calm down. But yeah, it's pretty much gone. Oh wow. Like just gone. Gone. I can barely pick on it. It does have green facets to it. I can't pick on any of the fruits. Maybe some citrus in there, but yeah, I mean, it's just gone. I can't, like, there's a scent there, but it's barely recognizable. Okay. All right. So the last time I did Turath, quite a bit of you, well, not quite a bit of you, a few of you did disagree with me, which is fine. Again, perfumes are very subjective, and that's why I refer to these uploads as experiences and not reviews, because I recognize that how I interpret a perfume or perceive it can be very different from someone else. Nonetheless, we all meet somewhere in the middle, okay? So, with that said, my subjective experience of Meydan, which I'm sure some of you out there are going to disagree with me, but hey, it is what it is, you know? That's what we signed up for. So performance-wise, I mean, listen, I'm getting some of the tobacco now and the florals with the fruit. But at this point, it's become a skin scent, okay? So performance-wise, I'm gonna go ahead and say it's weak or low, and that's gonna be across projection, trail, and sillage. When I initially sprayed it, it projected really well towards me, but that might have been just the spread out of the particles through the air, because the sprayer is really good. Uh, so right now, I can't really say that, it's projecting well, just going off of what I'm experiencing with my skin. Yeah, like now I'm just not getting anything towards my nose. It's frustrating because I would say overall it's a nice scent. I really like that tobacco in here is coming across now, which is, a golden leaf tobacco, so dry tobacco. But it's sitting very close to my skin, so I'm not getting projection. And you can bet that because of that, you're gonna have a weak trail ensilage. So overall, performance is low, unfortunately, with this one. And moving on to seasonality. I'm gonna go ahead and say because of the oud, leather, tobacco, and overall dark profile of this is better suited for cold weather wear, so think winter and fall. It wouldn't do very well in summer. You can probably pull it off in the spring depending on how quick the temperatures change, but this needs cold weather. It will excel in cold weather, okay? Just from a scent profile wise, not from a performance standpoint. So let's just be clear on that. Now, with respect to time of day, I'm gonna go ahead and say this is for evening wear, okay? It's just very dark, and even though the citrus, fruits, and florals in here are detectable slightly, they take a back seat to the more dark notes like the greens, the woods, the resins, the tobacco, the leather. So I'm gonna go ahead and say this is better suited for evening wear. With respect to how you would dress this, I'm gonna go ahead and say that this perfume has a very sophisticated, formal, and I'm gonna go ahead and say regal feel to it, bordering on regal, so you need to dress it formally, okay? So you're thinking of a three-piece suit with your bespoke shoes, your tie pin, your very nice eyewear if you do wear them, nice watch like an AP or a Rolex, or what else? What other watches are out there? AP, Rolex, can't remember any right now. But you get the point, okay? You gotta be sharp with this one. Now, smelling it again, the tobacco is coming across now, and you're getting this dry tobacco leaf, but it also has a soapy quality to it. And I'm gonna attribute that most likely to the musk. Okay, so for this one, you dress it formally, semi-casual won't work, casual won't work, has to be properly dressed, okay? With respect to the gender spectrum, I believe on the website they pass this as unisex. Most of their fragrances are. I can see that the florals and the fruits and the resins come in to take it a bit more to the feminine side. So yes, unisex, but I'm gonna go ahead and say that this has a masculine bias to it. So just be cognizant of that, okay? With respect to context, where would you wear this? Now, in the description, they try to tie it to horses, equestrian, playground, and I mean, yeah, I just don't see that setting as befitting for that scent. I mean, you can put it on, but think of this scent for formal wear and formal context, okay? So let's say, you know what, I'll play off what they gave us. Here comes my imagination to the rescue. Let's say you are heading out to the Derby 500, or you are heading out to a jumping show in a really nice equestrian, or you're heading out to a dressage show, be it an English style or American style, or you're heading out to an auction to bid on some very, very expensive thoroughbreds, or you're going out to take your kids just for equestrian training, horse riding training, okay? Because you're super wealthy, you're super affluent, and you know, what kind of affluent person doesn't like being around horses? Okay? This will be your scent, all right? No, but in all seriousness, just this scent will do perfectly for formal contexts. I'm gonna go as far as say that this is office safe, and here is why. One, it doesn't have any real offensive notes in it. Even the Styrax in here isn't offensive whatsoever. But also the performance on this is very, very subtle, okay? So even if it has an element of playfulness coming from the fruitiness or the florals, or just any offensive notes arising from the deep, dark resins and other oils in here, they will be barely picked on, because at this point this has become a skin scent, okay? So you can actually wear it in an office setting, and it is a formal scent, and it is conservative in a lot of ways, so it will not come across as offensive. If you're going out for an evening of dining, or if you're going out to grab coffee at a nice establishment, one of those higher end coffee places, like let's say Paul or La Durée or Hermes Patisserie, so kind of like a refined institution. If you're going to, I wouldn't say this is a lounge or a cocktail bar scent. It's just too dark and serious for that setting. But yeah, just overall formal contexts that, you know, require a formal scent. It's by no means imposing, just because of how undertoned it is and understated. It's kind of like having a Mercedes-Benz engine that's tuned down, and you have to put a chip into it to get full access to the full horsepower of the engine, which I'm not sure if that's the intended purpose with this, but yeah, it's a bit underwhelming. It is nice, don't get me wrong, but it's underwhelming in performance. The over blending again, and I think for some houses out of the Middle East, they love to throw a lot of notes in a perfume, and there's nothing wrong with that if that's what you're into. But I think for the mass market and mass consumers internationally that have a wider, well, I wouldn't say that, let's say accustomed to recognizing notes, you're not getting this here, okay? It's the notes are overly blended. There's a lot of notes in it that, again, while it may on paper seem that it added to the perfume, it actually, I find, detracts quite a bit from the scent, because it is a nice scent. It's just, yeah, it's overly done. And at this point too, another thing about it is that it smells, for the price point, rather generic. Okay, there's a lot of scents on the market that come close to this in terms of the oud, resins, greens scene. So in a lot of ways, you're getting into a niche, exotic scent here, but it doesn't feel niche. It feels designer, or just a scent that you can get from other houses at a cheaper price point. So again, I don't want this to come across as me, I guess, bad mouthing this, because it's not bad. It's good in its own right, okay? It's just for myself and relative to the perfume experiences I've had previously and the exposure I have to perfumes, it just doesn't do it for me. So, with that said, would I recommend Meydan by the Spirit of Dubai? Again, I'll put it the same way I've put it for Turath. If you're somebody who is new to the Middle Eastern niche oud world, traditional, sort of bordering on artisanal, 100% yes, get your nose on, get your wallet on it, cop it, you will not regret it. You can also get the samplers off of the website rather than jumping straight up into a bottle. It'll help you get your feet wet in that world, okay? If you've had zero experience before with such style of perfumery or a house of perfumes, and I find that typically is the case with quite a bit of people that come from a Western background, have a Western nose, and are not exposed to the Eastern style of perfumery. You are the perfect customer for this, okay? However, if you are an oud head, if you are an oud connoisseur, if you are into the artisanals, if you are very well acquainted with Middle Eastern perfumery, and you're acquainted with very high quality exotic materials, you are gonna feel cheated by this. It will make you feel slightly aggravated, and if you spend a lot of money on a full bottle, yeah, you're gonna throw a rage fit, okay? And again, it's not a reflection of the house or the quality of the perfume. It's a reflection of my own experience relative to more, how should I put this? More advanced, let's put it that way, perfume formulations, techniques, and ingredients, okay? So, yeah, because I don't want people to think, because some of the comments I had on Turath, people assumed that I'm shitting on it. I'm not. This is why I say these are perfume experiences, okay? From my subjective experience, all right? It's not bad. It's just for me personally, it wouldn't do it given my experience with some of the other perfumes in my collection, as well as some of the other perfumes I've gotten my nose on. But if you're brand new to the Middle Eastern oud world, honestly, this is a great place to start if the price point suits you, okay? Especially if you want to come start in this world at a more of a higher end, okay? All right, you guys, so this is it for this upload. As per usual, very much appreciate your time and attention, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.